No doubt Michael Jackson has affected the lives of many people around the world, but one woman who worked with Jackson in the late 80s says it was a life-changing experience. Tatiana Thumbtzen was the featured dancer in Jackson's 1988 video, The Way You Make Me Feel. She has now written a tell-all book called The Way He Made Me Feel. And in their first news interview, Tatiana joins me now live from Davie, Florida, along with the co-author of the book, Tonia. Good morning to both of you, and thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
And Tatiana, I have to ask you this question right out of the blocks, because a lot of people may question your motivation for releasing this book, given the situation Michael Jackson is currently in, legally speaking. Why did you decide to write this book, and why did you decide to release it now?
Well, first of all, it's my autobiography. It's not a tell-all, and it's not a kiss and tell, even though the media will say what, will call it what they will. But it is an autobiography, and initially it derived from a journal that I kept while living in Hollywood, California. So I kept a journal, and basically it was very therapeutic and cathartic for me, because at that time I had endured so much pain and trauma throughout my experiences in LA, especially working with Michael, that I needed an outlet, and God gave me the outlet, and that's what I did.
Well, we're looking at pictures of you on stage with Michael Jackson. You shared a kiss with him on stage. That made big news then, because I believe it was touted as the first public kiss Michael Jackson had ever given another woman. So tell us, what was the nature of your relationship with Michael Jackson?
Well, the nature basically was more professional than anything, but I was invited a few times to the set of different video shoots, and it was really more professional than anything, but there were feelings that we shared between one another. But there were members of his entourage that were threatened, that I feel were threatened, and his family shared the same opinion. And before I knew it, I was kicked off the tour for what I'm assuming was a kiss that Michael had actually agreed upon. So it was something that we agreed to do, and before I knew it, I was no longer a part of that tour, and I had become very close with the family, and as a matter of fact, I signed with his father, Joseph Jackson, under management soon after that.
Tonia, I want to bring you into this, because what was it about Tatiana's story that made you want to get involved in this project and help her author this book?
Well, basically, when I met Tatiana, I wasn't taking on any new projects at the time. I was a webmaster, and I wrote for a few different magazines, freelance, and her story interests me so much because I wasn't really a fan of Michael Jackson's, as opposed to most of the people that Tatiana had came in contact with in her life that did want to help her, write the book or develop her website like she wanted to do. I was so intrigued by her story because when I first met her, there was a restaurant I used to frequent in South Beach pretty often, and Tatiana was a hostess there, and so many people recognized her each day, and I was surprised because I didn't recognize her from any of Michael's videos, and for people to still recognize her each day, a mutual friend of both of ours introduced us, and he had told me, Tatiana wants to write a book, she wants to develop a website, can you help her? Because he knew that I had the means to help her. So basically, when all of these people were so interested in her story, coming up to her daily, she was just a hostess at the time. That video was about 14 years ago.
Right, and I want to get one last question to Tatiana because we're running out of time. But when Michael Jackson was accused of child molestation back in 1993, you stood by him. In fact, let's read a quick excerpt from your book. You said in part, "I could not allow myself to believe that this Peter Pan humanitarian could commit such an awful crime or act on a child." You went on to say, "My love for Michael and my belief in him gave me the willpower and strength to go forward with my pursuit and to speak out on his behalf."
Exactly.
Would you still stand by him today?
I'm honestly so confused with my emotions on what's going on, but I am praying for him, yes, and I would truly like to believe in Michael, and all I can do is say I wish him well, even though I have moved on in my life with my affections, and I'm single and available, but I wish Michael the very, very best. And I want to say one thing. This is not just a book about Michael. This is about my life and all the things that I have experienced and learned within my time in Hollywood and showbiz, and I think it's a great book for young starlets and hopefuls who go to Hollywood with big stars in their eyes and a dream in their heart. There's so much there to learn about the different pitfalls, and I talk about so many different people that I've come across and worked with, like Robert De Niro or Prince or Debbie Allen or Eddie Murphy. So it's not just about Michael, and the timing is an absolute fluke. I mean, I had nothing to do with the timing.
Yeah, Tatiana's been working on this book since 1992, and her and I have been working on it together for 2.5 years.
Well, we appreciate you all taking the time to join us today. Tatiana
Thank you for having us.
Tonia Ryan, co-authors of The Way He Made Me Feel. Have a great day, both of you.
Thank you.
You too. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.